Welcome back to the Ever Living Podcast, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about a bill here in New Hampshire to protect pregnancy centers, and we'll be speaking with bill-currier, who's been on the board for New Hampshire Right to Life for years. So, welcome, Bill, and welcome, Jason. How are you guys?
Great. I'm happy to be here.
Fine.
Awesome. Jason, could you give us a little bit of an update on the bill to protect pregnancy centers in New Hampshire and what's going on with that?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So there's a bill working its way through the legislature called HB 1416. And what this would do is it would protect the work of New Hampshire's 19 pregnancy centers from government interference. So unfortunately, in a lot of blue states, the government has tried to shut down pregnancy centers in various ways. One example is in Massachusetts. They started a $1 million campaign to discredit pregnancy centers. They were running billboards and like bus ads and things like that. And the state also sent a letter to all the medical professionals, warning them about working with pregnancy centers. So we just these are charities. They help over 1,000 women a year in New Hampshire. They also save the government over $1.5 million in services that they provide. So these are treasures for New Hampshire. And if you believe in choice, then you also believe in the right to choose life. And so that's what these pregnancy centers do is they come alongside expecting moms and they help them to have the helps that they need, the strollers and housing and diapers, parenting classes, all sorts of things. So if you have an opportunity, call your state representative and let them know that you support pregnancy centers and you want them to pass HB 1416.
Awesome. Yeah, no, absolutely. Really necessary bill, I think, and really just the pregnancy centers do so much great work. So, absolutely. Thank you, Jason, for sharing about that. And we hope that everyone will call their rep and tell them that this is a common sense bill that we really should pass. So,
I
yeah.
agree.
So
All right, and I'm going to swap in with my lovely wife, Cindy, here.
Hi, Jess.
how are
And you're
you?
good. And you're welcoming us with a big welcome behind you.
I am, exactly. I know, I feel like I should be more centered near it, but yes, I am at Eastern Maine Community College today.
Nice.
I was just meeting with a student group who's actually hosting a pro-life speaker, Emily Burning from Let Them Live. They're hosting her in a few weeks, so we were talking about that today.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you, Bill, for coming on
Yes.
our podcast today. I'd like to learn more about you and you're a part of New Hampshire Right to Life. So, can you tell us like where you grew up
Uh,
and
okay. Well, I grew up in Massachusetts. I moved to New Hampshire in 1976, and I've lived in New Hampshire ever since. In various towns, depending upon where my job was. Uh, and I've been on the board of trustees since 1990.
wow.
Wow,
So
that's awesome.
yes. So that's actually one of those years I was an alternate. But all the other ones I was a regular trustee. So I was treasurer of New Hampshire Right to Life for 12 years, from 2006 to 2018.
Oh, wow.
So
Well,
anyway,
thanks for keeping those good records.
yes.
So,
And
Bill, can I
so
ask you
what
a question? Sorry, Cindy. How did you first find out about New Hampshire Right to Life? Were you involved in the pro-life movement before New Hampshire Right to Life? Were you a founding member of the board? How did you get involved with the board?
Well, I was not a founding member of the board. The board, actually, the organization came into existence about 1973, and I st- I started going to board meetings in 1986 because there was no local chapter in where I was living. I was living in actually I was living in Manchester at the time. I went as a guest for 4 years, and then I was voted on the board,
oh, wow.
and I've been on the board ever since.
So that's been
Yeah,
1990. That would be uh,
35 years.
Wow,
wow.
Yeah.
35 years. So
that's
what
amazing.
yeah, what are your memories like? What do you remember that was good? Something good that happened in those 35 years like when you look back?
Okay. Well, I don't know. I do remember having meeting a lot of good people
Well, what about the
Oh,
marches for life? Did you go to those?
yes, I did. I went to New Hampshire ones almost every single year,
Hmm.
and every year we took a bunch of us took a bus down to Washington D.C. Up until Roe v. Wade got overturned,
Oh, wow.
and then I took part in picketing. See, various things like pro-abortion activities and
Mhm.
things like that, uh, doctors and things like that. And also, I testified before legislative hearings on different bills.
Hmm.
Let's see. And let's see.
You've
Okay,
done a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. So, and that's what I've done basically.
What were those buses like? The bus to DC?
Yes, the bus to DC.
What was that like?
Well, it was a regular bus. It was like one of those Concord coach buses.
Yeah, coach
You see,
bus. Yeah.
yeah.
Would you go
So
in like one day? Like, was it like a 1 day trip where you'd go down like and then stay like kind of overnight and then go to the march and come back, or was it like a few days? Like, did you go down and stay in a
Yeah.
hotel and?
yeah.
Did you
Uh,
sleep there?
no, it was never a few days, but
Okay.
actually, first couple of years we went, we traveled down at nighttime on the bus, and then we went to the March for Life, and then the following night we went home. So we slept
Wow.
on the bus for 2 nights in a row.
Wow, you slept on the bus.
Yes. So some people didn't like that. But
I will
anyway,
say, when I was a student at UConn, we did that 1 year. My freshman year, we went down on the bus. We left Thursday night at like maybe like 8 or 9 p.m. and we got down to DC like at like 3 a.m. And then we like
Wow.
marched and then we came back. And I said to my group after that, I said, we're never doing that again. I said, next year we're going to get a hotel.
yeah,
We're going to stay for a few days. So
yeah.
I
So
guess
yeah,
doing that all those years.
some people in our group thought along those same lines. So after just a few years of doing that, we decided we were going to stay overnight one night. So,
Yeah.
so what we did was we took uh, the bus down on the night before the march. We went to the march, and then actually, right after the march got over, very shortly after that, we went to this rose dinner.
Oh.
Yes, which was a nice banquet. Uh,
Yeah, like a pro-life banquet.
yes, and
Mhm.
we had good speakers, nationally known speakers,
Oh,
and so we had that, which was a very good experience. And then we stayed overnight at the hotel. That right after the banquet, the dinner, we went to our hotel rooms and slept overnight. And then we took the bus back the following day.
oh, good.
Yeah.
So how many people would go
Oh,
on the bus?
yeah. There would be pretty much a full bus, like for 40 people, maybe 50 people at the most.
Wow. And were they all from New Hampshire?
Yes, pretty much, yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, what do you remember about marching there? Like the march itself? Were there a lot of people or
Uh,
what was it like?
oh, yes, there were a lot of people. There were tens of thousands of people. We enjoyed it. Of course, we didn't go to enjoy it, but
Hmm.
we
Yeah.
it was good to go. And there were a lot of people there. And so, one year, I think it was 1986, it was like the temperature was up it was in the 50s, so it was very warm.
Oh, wow.
So, and then there was another year, 87, where we had a major snowstorm during
Okay.
the march.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, that affected us all. We didn't really enjoy it.
The snowstorm.
You're right.
I feel like January is
Uh,
kind of always hard to tell in DC. It's like you could get a snowstorm or exactly, or it could be 50 degrees. So I know
yes.
same here. I've gone a couple of years, and 1 year it was really warm, and then I remember I think 2 years ago it snowed, and we had to change our plans, and we wound up taking the train down because we figured that would be easier than driving down in the snow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to the march where it was just kind of lightly snowing, not like very hard snow, but
Yeah,
it was pretty.
that's pretty. Nice.
So Bill, why are you pro-life? Like
Okay.
what inspires you to be
Oh,
pro-life?
okay. Well, I've been a Catholic my whole life, uh, and I, I decided I was going to join a group, and I heard this ad on the uh, radio station in Concord, which I think was WKXL, uh,
Hmm.
and they had this announcements about the Concord Right to Life Committee had a meeting on such and such a date, and the public was invited. So I went to that, and nobody knew me when I went the first time I went. So they got to know me pretty fast. Anyway, so that's how I got involved with New Hampshire Right to Life, and uh,
You you heard it on the radio?
yes,
Oh,
WKXL radio station in Concord.
uh-huh.
Yeah, I guess they paid Concord Right to Life Committee paid for it. It was a public service announcement, maybe.
Yeah.
Uh, but anyway, it was announced on the radio that the public was invited. Uh, so I wanted to join a group, so I joined that. So I joined that one
Yeah.
because I figured it was a good one to join.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So did you listen to radio in your car or
no,
at home?
at home.
At home. Okay. Okay. So that was you said the 80 the when did you the 80s you joined? Yeah.
This was in the I heard about this in the 80s. Yes,
Hmm. And how old were you when Roe v. Wade was came?
I was like 20 uh 26 years old when it passed when it was handed down.
Yeah, hand down.
Yeah,
And do you remember that time, or
yeah,
do you remember
yeah.
what you thought?
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Well, actually, I was attending courses part time at Boston College, which is a Catholic college.
Hmm.
Uh, and so the Catholic Church was very much against this handing down of Roe v. Wade, and let's see. So they wanted to do something about it, and they talked about it, and some groups were formed, and
Yeah.
I'm curious, Bill, was there a pro life club at Boston College when you were a student there?
no,
No,
No.
okay. Because there is
y-
now.
y-
There is
oh,
now.
oh, oh, I see. Okay, yes.
Yeah. So I'm curious how long they've been around, but that's interesting that they weren't around when you were there. So I'm curious, like before Roe v. Wade was handed down, like did you really have an opinion on abortion? Like did you know much about it, or was Roe v. Wade being handed down kind of your first introduction to getting involved in pro
Well,
life?
I didn't know much about abortion, but I since I was a practicing Catholic, I was I subscribed to the teaching of the Church,
Hmm.
Yes,
uh,
makes sense.
which the abortion should be totally legal.
Illegal. You said illegal. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Illegal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Make that clear.
so, so you said you were 26,
yes,
and then so almost 50 years later, right? Roe v. Wade
wa-
is
was
overturned.
yes,
So how did and then you were in your 70s.
yes.
So what was that day like? That hearing that.
Uh, well, it was good, but I was hoping they would not just return it to the states. I was hoping they would make it totally legal in all the states, but that they did not do.
Okay.
So
Like make it an amendment or
yeah,
something,
yeah.
or
Well, they could hand down the decision like they did with gay marriage. They made
okay.
that totally illegal in 2015.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
So that I think Bill, your point is like about hope wishing that it hadn't been legal in the states as well. Would you say how would you say like that should inform like people in New Hampshire, right? Like that means that they should get more involved in trying to pass pro life legislation in New Hampshire, right? Because
Yeah,
abortion is still legal in New
yeah.
Hampshire.
Yeah, well, actually, there weren't that many people in New Hampshire who were. There were very few actively involved in the pro-life movement at that point in time, and but there were some people. They did made some motions to get some things done to make abortion somewhat illegal
Hmm.
in the state, and they didn't have a lot of success in doing that. But
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Do you do you remember hearing any pro-life speakers
yeah,
over the years? Like anybody that you remember
yeah.
any good speakers that you heard?
Okay. Well, we have Father Pavone, who was the head of Priests for Life.
Hmm.
Uh, he was here. Actually, he was here about 2016 or 2017, something like that. And then we had Kristen Hawkins. She was also here in the same time period,
Hmm.
and she was the head of Students for Life. It still is.
So,
Um,
Bill, I want to ask, like, what obviously you've been on the board for a really long time. How have you seen the board change over times from when you started to now? What have been the biggest? What things have stayed the same, and what has changed over time?
Well, I would say not much has changed because the vast majority of people are uh, on the board are solidly pro-life. Uh, they believe in like no exceptions,
yeah.
and some people are like rank and file members of the New Hampshire Right to Life Committee uh, weren't as uh, outspoken as the board was. Uh,
Hmm.
anyway, that's the way we were.
Mm-hmm. And what would you hope to see for New Hampshire and New Hampshire Right to Life? And what do you hope to see in the future?
Well, I would like it if we would get a solidly pro-life governor.
Hmm.
Uh, so we haven't had one for some time. Benson was pro-life. Let's see.
When was he? He
He
was
he was governor about 2002, something like that.
okay. So you grew up in New Hampshire?
No, I grew up in
Oh,
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts,
Yeah,
right.
I moved to New Hampshire in 1976.
Oh, 76. Okay. So in Massachusetts, like what area did you grow up?
Well, I grew up in the town of Concord, which
Oh,
is like
okay.
20 miles west of Boston.
Yes, yes. Where Walden Pond
Yes, that's it.
and the American Revolution?
Yes.
Was that a nice place to grow up and learn about the American Revolution? Did you learn about?
Well, it was. I didn't learn that much about it, but neither did other people. They didn't really stress that much, although it was known that the first battle took place in Lexington and Concord.
Do you like New Hampshire more than Massachusetts?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, yes, I do. Actually, when I grew up, when I first moved to New Hampshire, it was a Republican state. It was mainly Republican. And so almost everybody I voted for got elected.
Mhm.
So then that changed. In the 1990s, it changed.
Okay.
The Democrats started getting elected, and we started having elected people in high office like governors and Senate
Senators.
and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
So I didn't like that.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So, what kind of work did you do?
Okay. I worked in the medical field. Actually, I spent 10 years as working in nursing, hospital nursing. And then I worked as a medical technician for 25 years,
Wow.
where I helped out with physical exams.
Oh, wow.
And those were my two uh, two major careers. I also had a career as a part-time worker in the Army Reserve.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So yeah.
Thank you for your service
Yeah.
to America. So in the medical field, did you see a lot of patients? Like what was that like treating patients and helping them?
Well, I just see them and you help them uh, get through the physical exam, and sometimes you were able to help them out, and sometimes you weren't.
Hmm.
But it was good. I liked working with them and helping them out
Hmm.
and things like that. I especially like doing EKGs because when I did that, I had a chance to talk with the applicants, uh,
Hmm.
and we had discussions and so on. Yeah.
Yeah. So the EKG, that's like the
Yeah,
heart monitor.
it's a tracing of the heart,
Yeah.
electronic tracing of the heartbeat.
Wow, wow. Heartbeat, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you work with all ages? Like, or
No,
was it like, did you work with infants,
no, no,
children, or all adults? Or
no. I worked with all adults. I worked at the military entrance station, so all people who came in were going. Almost all of them were going into the military. Actually,
hmm
Dave Sweat. There was this congressman named Sweat.
hmm
He came in for a physical exam once because he wanted to join uh, the Air Force Reserve or something like that.
hmm
So he came in for a physical exam, and I did. I remember doing his hearing test.
hmm
Uh,
So you were in the Army Reserves?
I was in the Army Reserve, yes, but that was different from my working at the military entrance station because I worked as a civilian employee at the military entrance station.
Okay. And were you stationed here? Did you go outside the U.S. too, or did you stay in the U.S.?
Well, uh, when I was in the Army, I was in the active Army for 1 year. I mean, sorry, for 2 years. I spent 1 year in the United States. The first year, the second year, I spent in Korea.
Oh wow.
And I spent the rest of uh, my time in another 20 years or so in the Army Reserve.
Okay.
And actually, part of it was in the National Guard as well.
Oh wow.
So it was enough to get me a pension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what advice do you have for the, like, let's say young people, the next generation? What advice do you have for them, like for their life, for being pro-life, for living, for serving their country? What can you share with the next generation? Like, what do you want them to know?
Well, I think it would be good if they were pro-life, and so, some of them are, and some of them are not. But actually, people in the military usually tend to be more conservative than people who aren't in the military.
Okay.
Yeah. And anyway, I did enjoy those people, uh, working with those people
Yeah.
and helping them out.
Yeah. Did you make a lot of friends in
Uh,
the military?
uh, well, I made some friends, but not a lot.
Okay. Some good ones.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, most of the time I was in the Army Reserve. I went, or National Guard. I was not in a unit. Uh, I was a separate reservist.
Mm-hmm.
So the only time I met people was when I went on active duty.
Mm-hmm.
I got to meet some people, and that was it.
Yeah. So we went to Korea.
Yeah, I was in Korea for a year,
When were you in Korea?
and that from 1969 to 1970.
Okay. So did you what was it like there? Did was it hard, easy, or
It wasn't hard. I was stationed in Seoul most of the time,
okay.
which was a pretty good job, and ate some good restaurants
Yeah,
and things like that.
Korean food. Yeah. Sometimes it can be spicy, the Korean food.
Uh, Yeah, actually, most of the Korean foods I didn't like, but usually I ate at an American restaurant on the
Uh,
post.
okay.
Uh,
Yeah. Awesome.
yeah.
Well,
Bill, I want to hear real quick, why should someone join New Hampshire Right to Life's board? Like, you've been on the board for what, 30 years, and like why should somebody join the yeah, 35 years, sorry. I don't even thank you so much for all your service.
Yeah.
Why should someone, like young people, like why should people get involved? People in New Hampshire, like why should they join New Hampshire Right to Life's board?
Well, abortion is the worst evil that's ever existed in history of the country. It's worse than slavery. So, and no, people don't usually mention that, but that's the way it is. And so I think it would be very good for the country and for the people actually to get involved in the pro-life movement.
mm, you said.
Absolutely.
And Bill, do you have a favorite Bible verse or a book of the Bible that um
Uh, well, I wouldn't say I have any specific favorites, but I do like some books better than others.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the book of Hosea is a good book because it talks a lot about God's love for mankind.
Okay.
And then I like the Gospel of John
Mm-hmm.
because that emphasizes the oneness between God and mankind. Those are off the top of my head I can think about. That's what I can think about.
Yeah. So John starts, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
Yes.
He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
And, well, anything else you'd like to say, Bill?
I can't think of anything else. But anyway, like I said, I was on the board for a long time, and I did a lot of things. I did picketing, and I testified for legislative committees. I even did a little bit of campaigning for political candidates, and or against candidates,
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah. You're so active, Bill.
Yeah.
You really, did so much to protect life here.
Yeah.
We're so honored to have you here today, Bill. Thank you
Yes.
so much for coming.
Yeah. Thank you.
And
Thanks for coming on the pod. We appreciate it. Yeah. So
Very
I'm sure
inspiring.
there wasn't a podcast when you joined the board.
yeah,
No, they didn't have podcasts.
it was like a radio fireside chat or something.
Yeah, different people. Like Alan Kolb was on the radio for a little while on a certain program, and talked about the legislative efforts to curb abortion and things like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good question, Bill. What do you think about all the technology that's been invented since you were a child and now today? What have you seen? What are your thoughts about the progress of technology?
Yeah. Well, it's good, but it's also complicated too.
Mm-hmm.
But the computer has helped out an awful lot. Like with emails,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't get emails back in those days.
You wrote letters?
Well, we wrote some letters.
You had telephone?
Oh yes.
Yeah, you had telephone.
Yeah. So, but anyway,
Yeah.
so the technology has changed a lot since the last 20 years of the 20th century.
2000, yeah.
Technology changed an awful lot. Like,
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
Absolutely. I was even thinking about the other day just like how computers have changed too. Like the fact that, I can be joining on a laptop from Maine and you guys are in New Hampshire, and the fact that we can be having this go on and, not even be in the same place is crazy. Just that's just like such an invention of technology too.
To do the
Portable computers. So.
Did you have TV when you were a child?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, you did. What was it? Black and
it was black and white until actually about 1964. And then it became color.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have any favorite shows when you were a kid?
No, I liked comedy shows and some westerns and things like that, but
yeah,
that was about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everyone we learned a lot about Bill today, and really full story of everything he's done. So that's been awesome. Okay. Thanks, Bill.
Yes. Yeah.
So, thanks for coming on the pod, Bill. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Ever Living. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Ever Living podcast, a podcast by New Hampshire Right-to-Life, New Hampshire's oldest and most active pro-life organization. You can learn more about our work and learn how to get involved at www.nhrtl.org. If you would like to donate to our mission, you can make a donation at www.nhrtl.org/donate. See you next week. May God bless you and be very near to you, and may you be ever living.